Hello everyone, this is Niki Rowland with a new layout to share for Cocoa Vanilla Studio, and I'm using the fabulously beautiful Heart and Home collection. It is just so lovely. So I'm starting off with this paper. I've always drawn to a check. I do love it. I think I use it on one of my previous layouts as well, but I'm lucky enough to have a few sheets. So I started off with that one and I chopped it up into the squares on the paper. So I followed like the red lines. So this paper is called Flurry. It is dark blue on the back with leaves, and then it has this check print on this side. So yes, I started off by chopping it up into the squares on the background. They weren't quite uniform. I'm not sure if that was just my cutting or if the pattern is just slightly not uniform, which would be fine. So I just trimmed them down a little bit to make them a bit more square. Some of them are actually more rectangular than square. And I have 4 of those, and I'm going to arrange those onto this layout somehow. At this point, I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm just trying with some different designs. And I also cut out a few part squares from the remaining parts of the sheet. Then I've wanted to use the other side, the blue. I really love the dark blue. It's like a tealy type colour, and deep teal or light navy. It's a lovely shade, and I love the leaves on it as well. And just the pop of dark on the layout really helps, I think. So I've taken a few of those and I've turned those over. You can see there's a part 1 there, and I've got a part 1 on the square on the left. I've arranged my my squares like so, as you can see. And I've got just say the blue one poking out on the left and the blue one poking out on the right as well. I've got one photo which is landscape, and I'm popping that on the bottom square there. I do feel that it needs mounting, so I'm probably going to use a bit more of that blue side of the Flurry paper to do that, to bring more of that dark in without making it a main feature. Just trying to figure out a title. So I love the gold titles. They're super beautiful. Hard to photograph, but they are really lovely in person. They have a gorgeous shine to them. They're beautiful. So I'm hoping to go for the love this on the left hand side, and then I'm going to create some floral clusters using the Floral Ephemera, which is my favourite thing. Always my favourite thing. I love flowers. I love floral ephemera. I'm not too good with real flowers. I kill them. They don't survive in my house. Nothing survives in my house, just except the children. They just about survive. But I can't be trusted with plants or flowers in the garden. But anyway, flowers on layouts, brilliant. They don't die, right? Okay, so just mounting my photo. I'm going to distress the edges of that, of course. I'm going to distress the edges of all of my squares on the layout as well. I've got the beginnings of my floral clusters in place. So I've got one at the top there, one over there next to the photo, sorry. I'm thinking about using some hearts. Now, I had these cut because I have many hearts cut from my previous layout that I made. I had big stacked amount of hearts down the right hand side of the layout. So I'd already cut lots of them from the A5 paper stack. So I have a few remaining that I didn't use on that layout. So they are just kind of floating around in my kit, and I keep reaching for them. But on this occasion, I couldn't really get them to work. I think they just didn't look quite right against the squares, because obviously hearts are curved and squares are not. So I'm just going through the ephemera and working out what I want to use. I love that little wonky circle, that yellow that says Everyday Beauty. I love that. And then at the top there, I've got the So Blessed with the pumpkin on it. The photo that I'm using is the pumpkin photo. I have millions of those, literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. So this whole collection might just be documenting our trip to the pumpkin farm, which we do every year. And then I'll have another 140 500 more this year. We haven't been yet. Right, okay, so still continuing to add things. I think I've stuck everything down now. I've got more flowers at the top there. I've also now started a little floral cluster on the bottom left of my photo. So I've got a couple of flowers there, and I've also pulled out another one of those wonky circles that says Simple Joys. That's the blue one. And then I've added a cross-stitch frame at the top there. I love those. They're really lovely, with the word love in it at the top. And then I've added a pumpkin spice latte at the top there as well, or, you know, pumpkin hot drink. And then above the title, I've got a little blue arrow piece of ephemera that says, here's the story. And I wanted to put my own title. So obviously I've got the Love This title, which I do. I love the photo. It's great. But I wanted to make it a little bit more personal this time. So I've used these small mini alphabet stickers, and I'm pulling out a title that says Ticket to Ride, because my little one is sitting in the wheelbarrow and my bigger boy, my middle child, is pushing him. So he's hitching a lift there around the pumpkin farm. Because, you know, he can walk miles when he wants to, but all of a sudden he'll be like, oh, my legs are tired and I can't walk anymore. And then it's really annoying that we can't go anywhere because he's refusing to walk. I mean, he's five now, so hopefully he won't do that anymore. But last year he was only 4. Anyway, so yeah, he hitched a ride around in the wheelbarrow, which was good fun. He absolutely loved it. So my big one liked pushing him around as well. So I've added my little title over on the right hand side there. I've added another one of those cross stitch frames top right of my photo. I've added some little puffy stickers, the heart shaped ones, around my clusters. So I've got some at the top, some at the bottom, and one on the right hand side too. Just handwriting in my journaling to the right of my speech bubble there that says Everyday Beauty, and above my subtitle. I've underlined my my journaling because I just felt that it was kind of floating in the middle of nowhere, and I just felt that it needed some lines underneath it to give it a little bit more definition. So now I'm using the manufacturing strip from the, I think it's from the Flurry paper. No, it isn't. Oh, I'm actually not sure where this has come from. It's a strip of words, and I'm just cutting them up a little bit, trimming them down a little bit. I'm sure it was a manufacturing strip. I'm going to have to go and figure that out now. I just cut them up and have distressed the edges, and I'm going to pop them on as little phrases onto the layout in a few different places. So I've got one that says seize the day, one that says cherish everything, and one says enjoy the moment. So I'm just, I've distressed the edges of those slightly, and then I'm going to pop them up on foam pads so that they have a little bit of dimension. So I'm just doing that right now, and we'll add those in just a moment. And then I think I'm going to finish off with a few splatters. I do always love using splatters on my layouts. I like to just go over the top of my embellishments. I don't use a huge amount of mixed media these days. I go through stages where I love mixed media, and then other times everything I make just looks dreadful. So then I shy away from it for a bit, and then I'll come back to it at some point. But at the moment, I'm just on the white splatters or splatters on top of embellishments. So they don't have to be white. But I'm not using a lot of mixed media at the moment. So this is pretty much my limit. Okay, so just going to add some white. I use a Liquitex paint shaker. It's great because the consistency of the paint is perfect for splatters. Already I don't have to mix anything with water, so it's just acrylic paint, but it's mixed. All right, so there we go. That is my layout complete. I hope you enjoyed seeing that come together. I enjoyed making it. I always enjoy working with home. It's lovely. I love the colours, pastels and autumnal. It's just beautiful. All right, so thank you so very much for joining me today. That was Niki Rowland for Cocoa Vanilla Studio using Heart and Home.